One of the biggest questions San Francisco has had this offseason is how they're planning to replace Aaron Banks. He's slated to hit the free agency market, and he's projected to make $8.4 million annually, which isn't feasible with Brock Purdy getting an extension. So today, they signed Bartch to a one-year extension. There's a lot of reasons to be excited about the 6'6", 315-pound guard too. He's only 26 years of age, and he's pretty new to the position. During his high school career, for instance, he played tight end and started the first 2 years of his collegiate career at the same position. That was before his coaches noticed his blocking ability, with one of them even going as far to say it was a natural born talent, suggesting he moved to the offensive line as a junior. And he did so, putting on 68 pounds in one offseason, and even was named to the second team All-Minnesota Intercollegiate Athletic Conference team. He continued his upward ascent as a senior, earning first-team All-American honors at the left tackle position. All of this was good enough for Bartch to be selected in the 4th round of the 2020 NFL Draft by the Jacksonville Jaguars, despite playing in the Division III program. He still had a lot of catching up to do though. I mean, this is someone who played tight end entering the Division III school, transferred over to the tackle position, and now was expected to learn the guard position for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Nonetheless, he still did it and earned starting duties by the 2022 season. That year though, he was placed on IR after suffering a dislocated knee in week 5. He returned though, however, during the 2023 season as their starting left guard, but after the Jacksonville Jaguars traded for Azira Cleveland to be their starting guard for the remainder of the season, they attempted to sneak Bartch onto their practice squad, and shortly after, San Francisco signed Bartch to their active roster, hoping that he could be a replacement for a player like Aaron Banks. And now, we're going to see if he's taken the steps in his development to be that player by his play from this most recent season. And the first thing I have to say is I was pleasantly surprised by Bartch. According to PFF, his overall grade was 74.8, which ranked 23rd among 135 active guards. The first thing that becomes obvious when you turn on Bartch's film is just how athletic he is. He can do everything Kyle Shanahan wants out of an offensive guard. He can pull, or he can go out on screens and lead your back to a touchdown. We have to start somewhere though, so we're going to start on this screen against the Buffalo Bills. Here, he's asked to block 92 and then release, setting up the screen for Christian McCaffrey. And look how fluid he is doing it. He's able to open up his hips and then chase down 58, a lighter linebacker, and completes it with pretty great technique. He's able to widen out his base, get double underhooks, and almost springs the screen for Christian McCaffrey. If 64 Jake Brendel was able to get 43 on this play, it may have been off to the races. Another thing I noticed on his film is how solid he is in his hand fighting. On this play, for instance, the Bears defensive lineman is trying to use a hand swipe to get rid of his foundation, but he's able to quickly reset his hand, re-engage with this Bears defender, and give Brock Purdy more time to throw. In a similar way on this play, this Bills defender is attempting to use a hand swipe on Bartch, but once again, Bartch catches it, forces his hand down, and gives Brock Purdy enough time to once again get this ball off. I would like to see him maybe punch this defender up in there to punish him for going up, but he stays on his man and isn't the reason Brock Purdy was sacked on this play. I also like his initial punch. Like here, he's able to get double underhooks, keeps his base wide, anchors, and doesn't get driven back into Brandon Allen's lap. I also think he does a pretty solid job of continuing to look for work. Here, for instance, he helps out Jake Brendel for a little bit, and seeing Jalen Moore struggling, he helps block his man as well. Impressive as he's been in pass protection, I would argue he's actually better as a run blocker. Here, for instance, San Francisco is running a zone concept with their offensive lineman stepping play side and him attempting to get to the second level. And not only does he get there, but drives 43 into the ground. Bartch's athleticism makes him the perfect candidate for Kyle Shanahan's offense that really prioritizes an offensive lineman's ability to get to the second level as well as pull. Here against the Bills, for instance, Bartch is tasked with pulling and kicking out this defensive end. Even with number 40 trying to use a swim move on him, Bartch is able to reset his feet and hook block him, kicking him out of this play. He also does a nice job of double teaming up to the second level. Here, you can see how his double team up to 43 helped spring this Christian McCaffrey run. Bartch also routinely drove defenders down the field in the running game, and I loved his hook blocks. He was able to quickly flip his hips and cut the defender off from the play. You can see how Bartch doing it against the Bills on this play almost creates a wall for Jordan Mason to run behind. With all these positives being noted, the biggest concern I have about Ben Bartch moving forward is his technique. Sometimes it will slip, like on this play where he dips his head down and he nearly gets Brock Purdy sacked. At the end of the day, I do think he has the potential to be a solid starter for San Francisco, especially if he continues to develop his technique this offseason. But I'd like to hear your thoughts down below, and it would also mean a ton to me if you could like and subscribe. And as always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.